if it doesn't make me feel good, then I'm not going to listen. Being outside just literally fills up my soul. Spending time with friends, people that fill you up, better than nothing.
I know that you're afraid, it feels like every day things are slipping away, you're slipping away, and you think back to a time that you were lost. Thoughts disorganized, can't seem to dry your eyes, and chaos is collapsing from your mind. And you say that you're fine, but now you're out of time, out of time, you're out of time, you're out of time, and now you're out of time.
I found cynicism, I found criticism, found you on the way. I've been someone, but I'm always right, and I know I'm fine. I tell you one.
I was listening to The School of Greatness yesterday on YouTube, and there was this guy. It goes for a really long time. It's like a 4-hour long video, but it's kind of every single interview that they've had with this one guy, and he was basically talking about how your emotions are so important and where you're currently like living and your baseline of where your emotions are. So if your emotions have always been quite fearful, anxious, in depressed state and just sad, that means that you're actually living in the past, and that is your normal state of emotions. But if you're wanting to feel gratitude and positivity and looking forward to your future, then it's finding a way to change the patterns that you may have had of the past for such a long time, because our emotions are always coming from either the past or the future. Meditation is really good, and to be still and to breathe and be in the present is where you want to be, but you also want to attract the right emotions to continue with your life, or to be attracting the right things that you want. So I thought that was really interesting, because I'm definitely a happy, positive person. If you meet me in real life, you would know that. But I just feel like inside, I'm not always super grateful, always super positive, and all of those things that I definitely want to be. So I'm trying to learn how to change those old patterns and the old like traumas, and it definitely comes from my personal past, and it just makes so much sense to me. So that absolutely blew my mind. But I wanted to make a video on some of the things that I do to make myself feel better, or like kind of get myself out of a bit of a rut. I feel like these are some of the things that I personally do, but everybody's going to be different. You're going to have to find things that work for you. Honestly, I did this exercise a few years ago, and I just wrote down on a piece of paper everything that I actually like to do, because when people ask you what do you like to do, or when you think about what should I do today, sometimes we don't actually know the things that we like to do. So write down on a piece of paper and then mark them off, like actually go and do those things, because it fills up your soul and it makes you feel good again. Obviously I'm going to share with you my tips, but like I said, they don't work for everybody. They definitely work for me, and I'm going to go through all of them and explain all of them to you guys in detail, because I think that the world definitely needs it. I definitely need a refresh, and that's okay. You know, I don't think that it's really achievable to be feeling on top of the world all of the time, because it's just not realistic. You know, we're human, and if you don't go through the highs and you don't go through the lows, you're not going to appreciate each one for what they actually are. So it's also just being kind to yourself and just realizing that nothing lasts forever. No season is going to last forever, and if you're currently in a season where you feel sad, or you feel lonely, or you feel depressed or anything like that, something better is coming, and you got to know that this season isn't going to last forever. But the first thing on my list that I love to do, someone just like walking past my car. I've got you guys on my dash so people can see my camera. first thing that I love to do, you know, if you have been around here for a while, you will know that I love the gym. I love moving my body, whether that's going for a walk, whether that's trampoline place, whatever it may be. But moving my body is something that really fills me up. It gives me a lot of energy and it just makes me feel good about myself. So yeah, that's the first thing on my list this morning to do, is go to the gym and move my body. I'm going to do a little bit of upper body.
And now you're out of time. And now you're out of time. Never measure up, you'll never be enough. People say tough, you should just suck it up. And you think back to a time that you were lost. Thoughts disorganized, can't seem to dry your eyes, and chaos is collapsing from your mind. And you say that you're fine, but now you're out of time. Out of time. You're out of time. You're out of time. And now you're out of time. Now you're out of time.
Alright, gym is done. The arms are pumped. I honestly, starting the day with the gym, for me, it's just the best thing because one, I feel like I've accomplished something before my day has even begun, and it gives me the energy to take on the day like I'm literally ready for whatever is going to come my way today. Don't get me wrong, going in the afternoon is also amazing because you still get the same endorphins, but I like going into my day with moving my body as the first thing that I do. Number one of feeling good is ticked off. Being active is so good for your brain, and there's obviously so many health benefits that everybody knows, or most people know, and it's just looking after your body. You know, your body is your temple, so you need to look after it the best way you can.
The truth. We have the evidence right there that you can make the brain work.
I have just continued watching that podcast, or not really podcast, just YouTube video that I was watching that I was telling you guys about before. So I'm going to listen to that in the background. Another thing that really kind of helps me is listening to things that actually educate me. I feel like there is so much content out there, good and bad. For me, I really need to pick the things that I'm choosing to absorb and listen to and take in. If it doesn't make me feel good, then I'm not going to listen to it, I'm not going to watch it. I really like listening to things that challenge my thinking and is going to upskill me and make me a better person. So while I'm cooking, cleaning, doing whatever, I just like to have these kind of things in the background. So usually my go-tos are like manifestation stuff, how to stop self-sabotaging, like business related things, personal development related things, relationships, all of that kind of stuff. So I just feel like it makes me feel like, oh, okay, that makes sense as to why I'm feeling like that or why I'm thinking like that. maybe I'm repeating patterns that I have been for a really long time, and now I'm able to actually recognize that, to address it and change it. So yeah, that is definitely my second thing that I do. I feel like whenever I'm feeling a little bit crappy or a bit low, it's usually because I'm not doing all of these things, and I'm not listening, I'm absorbing things that don't make me feel good. So obviously there's going to be a ripple effect. So I'm going to make breakfast and I'm going to keep listening to this. Do you guys remember when I used to just film off the floor all the time at my parents' house? And I feel like, I don't know, I do definitely still film off the floor sometimes, but I've never come to you from this floor before, my rug before. Spending time with God is definitely, I have faith, I have no doubt about it. I know the truths of the things that I've learned and the things that I've experienced and the feelings that I've had, I can't deny them. I do have waves of becoming really close to him, and waves of just separating myself a little bit, or not talking to him as much as what I should, or not reading my scriptures, but I know that when I pray, usually when I pray out loud, it is when I feel like I have more of a close connection with him and he can verbally hear me, and my prayers seem to make more sense when they're actually out loud as opposed to just in my mind. Praying, reading my scriptures and going to church, they are 3 principles and fundamentals that we talk about a lot at church, and they're also things that really changed my life. They've changed my life since I did join the church. I haven't always been a Christian. I've always been a Christian, but I haven't always gone to church. So doing those things and implementing them into my life are definitely new routines and new things that I over the years have gotten better at, and sometimes I've been a lot closer and I can feel the Spirit so much more in my life, and I feel more joy when I have it in my life as opposed to when I don't have it in my life. There's not much joy, and there's definitely a reason for that. So, you know, I know what's important, I just have to make the effort to actually do it. I'm not going to pretend that I'm great at it, because I'm definitely not. It's definitely something that I'm still progressing and I'm still trying to get better at. Even just sitting there now was kind of, I had to make myself do it, and I literally read a few passages and I was like, this is where I need to be. I know that this is where I need to be. And you know, God speaks to you through people, he speaks to you through his scriptures, he is constantly trying to tell you things and send you messages, but you just have to have an open heart and an open mind and actually hear the voices and hear the messages that he's trying to teach you. So that is definitely a really big one for me, and something that I need to make more of a priority in my life these days as well. So hello, good morning. So I've gotten up this morning and I've done my hair, as you can see, and I'm just about to do my skincare. I feel like whenever I'm not feeling that great, skincare is absolutely not something that I do. So it's like remembering to do the things that are good for my body and that make me feel good with my skin and stuff like that too. So doing my hair definitely makes me feel more like myself, and doing my makeup and doing my skincare and all of that. So that is my next tip. I'm going to do my skincare right now. I feel like nighttime skincare is like so fine, like not an issue at all, but in the morning I just struggle in the morning to do my skincare. Like when I get back from the gym and stuff, cleansing, easy, no problem. But like all the serums, no, not so much. So cleanse, first thing we are going to do. I have that Meghan Trainor song stuck in my head from TikTok. Oh man. And honestly, that's probably another part of the reason, because you get water literally everywhere. Alright, next thing is my, I'm just going to close that cupboard so I can see, my vitamin C serum, my Silymarin stuff. One, two, and then my blemish and age defense. This is like the best stuff ever. It like gets rid of breakouts. 1, 2, 3. And then I just put it on the areas that I really need it, which is usually in my T section, being a combination skin gal. And then just for some moisturizer. I'm really out. I need to buy more. Honestly, it's just the best feeling. Having skincare on is honestly the nicest feeling. Like, why don't I do this more for myself? Go the extra effort. Sometimes it's definitely worth it. I don't know about you guys, but honestly being outside just literally fills up my soul so much, and especially when it's a sunny, beautiful day. I feel like any chance there is when the sun is out, I will be on my balcony having my lunch, or just going downstairs and just walking through some of the streets just to be in the sunshine. And honestly, I don't know, there's just something about sunshine and making you feel really good. So I've just driven into the city because I just need to spend a little bit of time in one of the stores, and I'm going to walk. It's about a 10-minute walk to the store, so I'm just going to take it all in and not have any distractions. I'm not going to listen to any music while I'm walking or not be on my phone or anything. I'm just purely going to walk to the store. I feel like when I lived on the Gold Coast, my remedy was going and sitting on the beach just by myself with a book and just sitting there watching the waves roll in. And if I lived more mountains, I feel like I would do hikes and that kind of thing. I think it just depends where you live, and just appreciate the nature and the beauty that God's given us. So yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm gonna go start walking.
You don't even know me like that. Are you pressed for time? Put you on my mind. Come a little closer like that. Staying up all night, throwing drinks back. Blue eyes smiling while you're cursing. I admit it's working. You're working. Don't care, you're crazy, it's perfect. Shaky and I'm slurring, 'cause I'm nervous. It's you.
The next thing that I do is clean my space. I feel like whenever I'm feeling down or I'm feeling low, usually my environment equals that as well. So usually there's crap everywhere, or I just really need to like literally wash the floors and wipe everything down and just like clear my whole space. And I'm a Sagittarius and I love literally nothing anywhere. Everything has a home and everything is just crystal clear clean. So at the moment, it's actually pretty good. It's not like super bad at the moment. Usually when it's bad, I have clothes everywhere. My washing is like this high pile. I have crap all over my benches and nothing gets put away. And then I'm like, all right, I need to declutter. But it's really not too bad. Like I've just got a few little things here and there that needs to be put away. I'm gonna do a proper clean this morning. So I'm gonna actually vacuum, and I wouldn't mind steam mopping. I don't have a whole lot of time. I've got about half an hour, so I'm just gonna try and absolutely smash it out. So I wanna like clean my toilets, clean my bathroom, do all of that, and have my breakfast at the same time. So yeah, while I do that, I'm gonna put some music on. I don't know, it's a beautiful day outside, and I feel like on a Saturday, this is probably just something that has been conditioned into me since growing up, but on a Saturday, my mum used to have all the doors open in the house, because like when we lived on the Gold Coast, the weather was beautiful like it is today, and she would just literally pump the tunes on man, what was it? It was like Vivo on Foxtel at the time. Oh my gosh, flashbacks. But I just go to YouTube and I just do like Vivo top 100 or whatever, and I just pump them, and my focus is there. It's just a whole vibe, honestly. If you need to clean or something, literally do that. Open the doors in your house, get some fresh air in, pump some music. It is just, honestly, it's the best. It is the best. I can't even explain it. So that's what we're gonna do. Music 2022 new songs. Top 100 Billboard best pop songs 2022. 1 million views, okay.
Jack's Cafe's rich, velvety, smooth barista coffee. Now in drive-thru at Hungry Jack's.
It's you, oh you, the second I saw you. I'm nervous that it's you.
Another tip I would say is getting ready, getting dressed feeling good, wearing something nice, and going out and spending time with friends and people that fill you up and just have a good time, let your hair down and stuff. So I am dressed and I've got fascinator on and my makeup is all very done. I am going to a steak stay with a friend, so he should be here very soon, and we're just gonna like catch the train in because it's much easier than like driving and stuff. So that is definitely another tip, whether it is spending it with friends or just being on the phone. You guys know that I have a girlfriend that lives in the Gold Coast and I will spend literally 3 hours on the phone with her sometimes, just catching up, and it feels like she's there, you know. So that is my other tip. I'm going to show you my outfit though. This is my little fascinator. This dress, it's just very simple, but I kind of just want to be like comfortable this time because I went to Melbourne Cup and I just wasn't comfortable. I was cold and my shoes were not comfortable and it was a mission. So I've got these wedges on because I know that I will be able to last all day in them. So yeah, this is my outfit for today / tonight. So yeah, I'm very excited. I feel like I haven't had makeup on like this. Well, to be fair, the last time I had makeup on like this was for Melbourne Cup, so it's nice to fully get ready and everything again. But I've just got a little bag, a white bag as well, so matches the whole fit. Probably the hardest thing to do, but honestly the most important thing. And by absolutely no means do I have this down pat, or am I even actively trying to challenge myself to do this right now. But whenever I do it and I have a solid like 3 or 4 days of doing it, my whole next day, going to sleep, everything is just so much better, and I'm going into the new day on such a way more positive outlook and mindset. And that simple thing is not looking at my phone after like 9 p.m, not going on it before bed, and reading before bed. It is the most simplest thing, but it's also a really hard thing, and I have not been doing that for quite some time. I always look at my phone before I go to sleep, and I always regret it. It takes me so long to fall asleep because I've just been scrolling or looking at whatever I've been looking at, and yeah, it doesn't make me feel great, and then I go into my next day like that as well. So something that I'm definitely needing to get better and would like to get better, but that is definitely up there on the tips. So I'm going to challenge myself, and I'm just going to read 1 page of this. Just 1 page. It's like late, it's 11:15, and I was just on my phone just then, as you guys, better than nothing. Oh my gosh. I feel like I need to share this. This book I've been reading for a little while, it's called Hidden Treasures, and it's about like basically manifesting anything that you want in life. And like, I really truly believe in manifesting. You are manifesting whether you know it or not, good or bad. Everything where you are in your life right now, you've either thought about it or had feelings or something like that about it. And this is just like a little story that's kind of like, where can you see the laws? It teaches you about the laws of it. Okay, I'm just gonna read the full story, I think, and then you guys will understand. A little acorn wanted to become all that its blueprint promised it could be. It was meant to become a grand and mighty oak, but for now it was only a simple nut dangling by a stem. It hung on the parent tree and reached high, wanting to see the grand views and sweep the vast sky with broad branches. It wanted to experience the fluttering of leaves and the swaying of limbs. But alas, it could barely feel the breeze slowed by the shelter of its promising parent. Finally, the parent heard its cry and said, "Yes, little seed, I have great plans for you. You will scrape the sky and sway in the wind, and the view will be glorious. You'll provide a home for many creatures, giving shelter and food. Your friends will be many, your influence will be vast, and you'll be great and happy." The little acorn's heart swelled with excitement as it stretched its rigid shell upward to receive its promised reward. but instead of enjoying the exhilaration of greatness, it was shaken from the tree and took a long hard fall, landing with nothing more than a slight thud. In fact, there was no apparent comparison or understanding, since this terrible fall seemed to go unnoticed. Its very world seemed to have crashed down, and yet time marched on for everything else around it. The tiny acorn soon found itself trampled upon, with dirt kicked rudely upon it. Eventually it was completely buried in the dark and alone. "Have you forgotten me?" he cried. But there was no answer, no explanation, no reprieve. Instead of rescue, the rain began to pour, and at once the buried seed believed it just may drown as well. It tried to throw its weight one way and then another way to force its way out of the ground, to find a way back to the tree, but nothing changed. It seemed as though it was trampled and could not escape its doom. Weary of the fight, it surrendered to its fate, holding still with a sigh. The elements around it took notice of the calmed demeanour and began to respond to its more presence there. In fact, without any more futile struggle, it began to notice there was a subtle change taking place within itself. It discovered that as it remained calm, it actually already had everything that it needed, right there in its immediate environment. It hadn't perished from being cut off from the parent, as it feared it might. Though the fall was frightening and terrible, there it remained, as alive and as well as before. No, it had not perished. Rather, it had sprouted new parts of itself from within that didn't know it could sprout. And the little seed began to experience the joy that always accompanies growth and soul expansion. Though it hadn't achieved its ultimate goal, it felt good enough just to grow. After the temporary period of loneliness and fear, soon the seed broke through the crust of the earth and could finally soar the goal again. Though it had never appeared to be so far away as what it was now. However, in truth, it had never been closer. This part, right? Listen to this part. I just think it's such a beautiful story. But look, be patient, little seed. You were created for greatness that is in store for you. Allow yourself time to develop roots and keep searching for the sun. Trust God and success is inevitable. All you need to accomplish the goal will be yours in the right time. Remember, peace be still. I just love that so much. Very, very relatable. And I feel like that's so fitting for this video as well. Oh my gosh, we literally don't know why we get smashed and feel like we're in such a horrible low place, but it just adds so much growth to our lives. You're actually getting further even though you feel like you're further behind, because you have no idea where you're going to end up in 6 months or a year or 5 years or 10 years. God knows. And that's all you got to trust. But yeah, cool. I love that. I actually love that so much. That's a perfect way to pretty much wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed my tips, my things that I love to do to keep me on track, to make me feel better. And honestly, even just filming this video has literally made me feel better. And obviously tomorrow I could wake up and I could feel like crap, and then in the afternoon I could be fine. Like, that's just the waves and that's the emotions, and hey, that's life, right? But we're all in it together, and I hope that this helped you in some way. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.